Kit Kats Can Read.
Hello and welcome to my September book haul. These are going to contain all of the books that I have accumulated during the month of September, whether that being review books or books I've purchased or books that I've literally received. So first of all, I have got a review book that I'm going to share with you, as I always like to start with the review books because to me they are quite important because I've got to review them by a certain date. So this book is called Legendborn and it's by Tracy Deonn. Very, very excited about this because I know people in America are getting this too and it's already being spoken about. So this is kind of being compared to Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments series and also with a bit of Arthur, of the Legend of Arthur in it as well. So it says here, after her mother dies in an accident, Bree wants nothing to do with her family's memories of a childhood home. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems like the perfect escape until they witness a magical attack at their first night on their campus. So a flying demon is feeding on human energies, and a secret society of so-called Legendborn students are hunting the creatures down. A mysterious teenage mage calls himself a Merlin, who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything that she saw. So the mage's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory with a hidden connection of the night her mother died. And another Merlin was at the hospital. So Bree knows that there's more to her mother's death than what was on the police report, and she's going to do whatever it takes to find out the truth, even if it means infiltrating the Legendborn as one of their initiatives. She recruits Nick, who is a self-exiled Legendborn with his own grudge against the group, and their reluctant partnership pulls them deeper into the society's secrets and closer to each other. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as the descendants of King Arthur's knights and explain that a magical war is coming, Bree has to decide how far she is going to go to find the truth and whether she should use her magic to take the society down or to join in the fight. So this book actually came out on the 15th of September, so by the time you're seeing this is definitely released now in paperback. It's published by Simon & Schuster, so a massive thank you to Simon & Schuster for sending this to me for review, to read and review. I'm very excited to give this a review, and oh my goodness, the writing is absolutely tiny. Look at the small font in this book. Now, I love the Mortal Instruments series. I'm a big fan of it. So I have really high hopes for this. It sounds really, really good. A really sort of interesting paranormal fantasy, and yeah, I'm sort of liking it, and I'm loving the cover to this. I don't know about you guys, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, we've got a black main character, which is brilliant too. So we have got a bit of diversity already in this book. So it's going to be a first book that is in a young adult fantasy series, Tracy Deonn, and it's her debut novel. I'm very, very excited about this. It sounds absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to get around to reading it. And again, massive thank you to Simon Schuster for sending this to me. I'm very, very excited. So now I'm going to move on to some books that I got. It's sort of like this charity place, and you sort of put a suggested donation. So I found a few books. I literally went through a big bookcase of books, and then I just gave them a couple of quid for them. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about these. So I couldn't quite remember if I've got this book by Giovanna Fletcher. This is Always with Love. It's in her Billy and Me series. I know that I've got Billy and Me, You're the One I Want, Dream a Little Dream, but I can't remember if I've got any of the others, like Christmas with Billy and Me and Dream a Little Christmas Dream. I don't think I've got that one. But Always with Love, can't remember if I've got this one or not, so I picked this one up anyway. So if so, it's a duplicate copy and then I can hand it back to them. But yeah, so it's in that series. I really, really want to give her series a go. It's a chick lit series, and I don't really hear a lot of people speaking about it on BookTube. I don't really see anybody that's reading it, and yeah, I just really want to sort of give her series a go so that maybe I can sort of speak about it with you guys. But yeah, so I know this is in the series, and I think it's just about these definitely there's a guy called Billy, and we've got Sophie, who's the main character, and I think Billy is a big movie star, and yeah, I don't really know too much about this, but yeah, this is a sequel to the first book, Billy and Me. So yeah, I don't know if I got it, but I've got it now, so that's good. Next of all, I picked up Shift by Jeff Povey. Get ready for one apocalyptic detention. Boom. So we got Rev, Billy, the Ape, Johnson, Gigi, Carrie, the Moth and Lucas. They're 7 teenagers thrown together during a school detention that goes seriously wrong. So they step out into a completely empty world, and then you meet superpowered, not so nice versions of yourself who are ready to kill anyone that gets in their way. And you know it's not quite the day you had in mind, so can this group of outcasts come together to save themselves, or are they doomed to never go home again? So kind of like go to detention, come out to a load of things going on. But I don't really know of anybody that's spoken about this book, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Next of all, I have here Angel Fever by L.A. Weatherly. Now this is the 3rd book that is in the Angel trilogy. I have read the first book called Angel, and I think that's like on my reread list anyway. And then there's the 2nd book that's called Angel Fire, and then we've got Angel Fever. So I found this and I was like, oh, this is brilliant. Now I remember the first book, there's Willow, who is this angel, and yeah, I don't remember too much. And I think she's kind of like on the run, and the sky sort of like helps her. But it's been a few years since I've read the first book, which is why it's on the reread list. But when I found this 3rd book, I was just like, oh, gotta get it. This next book is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. I love the cover to this book. I was literally like, oh my god, Second Chance Summer. So I'm very, very excited that I have this now. I couldn't really remember if I had this either. So if not, I've got a duplicate copy. I can sort of like give it back sort of thing. So this, I like how it's written like a postcard on the back. So it says here, Taylor Edwards has made leaving things behind into an art form. When things get tough, she gets going. Her dad gets some terrible news. The whole family decides to spend the summer at their old lake house, where Taylor is forced to confront her past. She hasn't been there for years, and they're not keen to go back. She starts to reconnect with the people that she thought she left behind, including Henry, who is her first crush, and who is even more cuter since they last saw them. So fireworks, fireflies, midnight swims. This summer feels full of possibility. For the first time, they want to hold on to the moment. But is one summer really enough to have a second chance with family, friends and love? So it's a real sort of summary sort of book, sort of thing that I read. I have read her other novel, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. I really enjoyed that book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go. This is completely blue, totally match. And yeah, I'm very, very excited that I have this now. Next of all, I have How to Be Good by Nick Hornby. So this is a book by this one, and it sounded really interesting actually. So this is about a woman called Katie Carr, who's a doctor, and they have just had an affair. And she's married to David, who is angry, cynical, negative, and a real pain to live with. And then David meets DJ Good News, astonishingly effective faith healer and do-gooder of a smug kind. So now David is good and a worst nightmare. He starts to put theory into practice, giving away their kids' toys, reaching out to the hopeless and homeless in a very personal and, for Katie, a disturbing way. So it seems to her as if charity begins at home. It may be time to move. So I don't really know. I don't really like things with cheating involved. And straight up, it's just like Katie Carr has just had an affair. Her partner is a very negative person, which is why she has had an affair. And now David suddenly changes, and then it's just like, oh my god. So I don't know, but it's Nick Hornby, and I've heard good things about this author. So I thought I'd pick it up and give it a go, and it says it's very funny, very clever and packed with wit and brilliance, so I have high hopes for that one. And the last book I got here from the same place is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Buckman. I've had so many good things about this book. So this is Ove is most certainly the grumpiest man that you're ever going to meet at first sight. He thinks himself surrounded by idiots, joggers, neighbours who can't reverse a trailer properly, and shop assistants who talk in code. But isn't it rare these days to find such an old-fashioned clarity of belief indeed? Such unswerving conviction about what the world should be, and a lifelong dedication to making it just so. In the end, you will see there's something about Ovi that is quite irresistible. And it says here as a quote, "Finally rescued all those men who constantly mean to read novels but never get round to it." It's warm, funny and unbearably moving. So, from what I sort of like know, I know it's about this sort of like really, really grumpy man, but yet there's something really sort of like charming about it. And like a complete sort of joy that you can't get yourself away from knowing this person. But I've had really, really good things about this book, this book from quite a few people, and when I saw it I was just like, is this a hint? I need to get this book. So I picked it up. So yeah, those were some brilliant books that I managed to find, and I just left a couple of pounds for it. After all, it's people leaving their books, and if you see anything you like, you leave a suggested donation. So I just left a couple of quid for those books, which will go towards something, which is brilliant. So yes, I'm really excited about these new books that I've got. So I've got 4 books that have come in that are part of a series I have read before. These are the 5th book. They are special editions. They released in June, I believe, and I didn't know about it, and I think that's mostly because I've been pretty good with book buying, as in like online book buying. I haven't like been on, actually in general I've been fairly good. So I'm trying to like go on this book diet. So these don't count because I've read them before and they're collector's editions. I'm just going to quickly share these with you guys. So we've got, are you ready for it? So it's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and it's the 20th anniversary edition, and they're doing like the house editions. So these ones are black. So like the first book started off black, yeah, black. The second book is coloured red, yellow, blue and green. Third one's black, and then the 4th one was coloured, so 5th is black again. So this one's the Slytherin one, and look at the fronts of these, absolutely gorgeous. That is the Phoenix there, and oh, it's just beautiful. And so on the inside it talks about like the Slytherin house, which is pretty cool, and sort of got a picture of Salazar Slytherin there, and you'll have an introduction to Slytherin, a map of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and then you've got Order of the Phoenix, chapter 1 to 38, and then it talks about Dolores Umbridge of Slytherin, and house illustrations sort of throughout. So yeah, so I'm really, really happy for that one. So that is the Slytherin one, and then we've got the Hufflepuff one, which is like this. It's black and white, but like a bumblebee, and pretty much exactly the same, but with Hufflepuff. Sort of like it talks about Helga Hufflepuff and Hufflepuff in general, and again contains a map. And Justin Finch-Fletchley from Hufflepuff talks about him, and so on and so forth. So that is the Hufflepuff version, which is the yellow one. Pictures are the same, but this is like the yellow one. But look how gorgeous it is. It's just so, so pretty. And next of all here, I've got the Gryffindor one. Again, that's the picture. Looks really cool in red. And with the Gryffindor one, we talk about Godric Gryffindor. And again, the map of Hogwarts. And Sirius Black from Gryffindor with this one. So that's really cool. So again, yeah, the red and yellow of that one. And then finally, we have got Ravenclaw, which is the blue one. And absolutely look at that. It's navy blue. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And this one is for Rowena Ravenclaw, and again talking about Ravenclaw, and Sybil Trelawney from Ravenclaw. And what I like about it is on the back of the books it has some words from each of the houses. So for Ravenclaw we've got wit, learning and wisdom. Gryffindor we've got courage, bravery and determination. Hufflepuff is dedication, patience and loyalty. And Slytherin is pride, ambition and cunning. So this is what they look like all together, just here on my lap. And they're gorgeous, so I'm going to put them on my Harry Potter bookshelf, which is over there. You will see it in the background, and they will go amongst the other house editions. But I'm happy to have these part of my collection. I just love these house editions so much. They're gorgeous and they're beautiful, and yeah, they're different, and yeah, they're just stunning, absolutely stunning. And I'm just happy to have them as part of my collection. So I just really wanted to quickly share these house editions with you guys as part of my September book haul. So I've had a book that came in the mail on the 25th. Came home to it in the mail, and I think this is probably like the second copy, because the first one, well, it didn't arrive, so, and then I got this one. So this is All This Time by Nikki Doherty and Rachel Lippincott, and they wrote 5 Feet Apart, which became a movie on Netflix. Love it, lots. And yeah, this is the second book. So this one I have very high hopes for, because 5 Feet Apart was one of my favourite books. So this is about two people called Carl and Kimberly. They're like the perfect couple, they're together. Then Kimberly breaks up with him on the night of the graduation party, and Carl's was turned upside down because they have a car crash, and Carl wakes up, Kimberly's died, and then he meets this girl called Marley, and they're suffering from their own loss that they think is their fault, and so they sort of like create this relationship, and they're starting to put their life back together. So, you know, from the feels of what I'm getting from the back of this book, like, maybe is Marley involved in this car crash as well? Like, maybe did she cause this car crash? Like, we shall see. But that's just like what I'm getting from the synopsis. Again, love the cover to this book. It's very similar to the other one, 5 Feet Apart. It's beautiful. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this book. So I'm going to be starting this very soon to let you know. But this comes out literally like the end of September, like on the 29th. So again, I want to say a massive thank you to the publisher for sending this to me. Simon & Schuster, you are awesome. And yeah, I am very much looking forward to reading this. And just the tagline here says, "Can you find true love after losing everything?" So yeah, 29th of September, you can get your hands on this copy. And yeah, it's I'm very excited to give this a read. So I got a couple of books for review. I've got a book that I purchased myself, and then some books in exchange for charity. So this month was starting off to be really good until I saw these books that were sort of there as a sort of suggested donation. And you know, when you see books and you're like, you know what, it's so cheap to get these books, you can't like walk away from them, and then there you go, you're ending up with like 7 new books on your TBR because of that. And that's the trouble. It's a very dangerous world. But I'm thinking sort of like, you know what, the ones that I'm getting rid of myself, I can put there. Or, you know, if these books I do have copies of, I can just return them back. You know, it's not the end of the world. Those books are there, and if anybody wants them, then so be it, and all that sort of stuff. So that is the end of this book haul. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do let me know down below in the comments if there's any books that you've seen, that you've read, you absolutely loved, you think that I would enjoy. Please let me know, and I'll try to prioritise those books to read. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video, and let me know down below in the comments what you're currently reading, what you've recently purchased, and anything. Just leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been up to. Have you been working? What are you up to today? Have you been out in the sunshine? Have you been going out with some friends? You know, let me know what you've been up to, especially during the COVID period. If there's anything you want to talk about, I just love talking to you guys. I just love making a conversation, especially down in the comments. I love making friends. All my social media links are down below if you'd like to follow me elsewhere. Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, all of that. It's just down below. I just, like I said, I love making bookish friends. I love being part of book clubs. If there's anything you want to buddy read, let me know about that as well. If there's a video you'd like to see me do, mention it down below. I just love listening to you guys. I love listening to your feedback. You know, even if you don't like me, that's fine. Leave it down below. Don't like you, Katie. That's fine. You know, can't please everybody. I'm joking, obviously. Please be my friend. Please. But that's it from this video. keep smiling, keep reading, be happy, and most importantly, please stay safe. I'm here always if anybody wants to have a chat about anything. If you're feeling very overwhelmed with everything, especially with the COVID-19 business, then please, you know, we're all in the same boat, but I'm always here to talk to anybody. Like, you know, I'm everybody's friend, and I love making friends. I just want some book besties. I want some bookish friends. Like, I just love making friends on BookTube. What can I say? But that's it for me, guys. I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!